Hello, everyone. Welcome to the very first episode of the Power Up Podcast. I am your host, Dennis, aka Sir Snorlax, and we are here um, to do something a little different. This has been 8 years in the making. To tell you a little bit about myself, I am a gamer. I'm a nerd. I have been playing video games almost all my life, and I love, just exploring the gaming world. Amongst other things, I'm a fan of pro wrestling and I'm a fan of anime, comic books, things like that. So that's what this podcast is going to be about, just discussing different topics that involve gaming, some news, wrestling, uh, anime, things like that. And we will be getting into a little bit of that uh, on this very first episode. But first, I'll tell you, like I said, we'll be covering a lot of those topics. And first and foremost, I would like to give a shout out to Ant House Beats for providing our intro music, Marvel Zone remix. Uh, I'm a big Sonic fan, and you guys will see that as we go through this podcast, how much of a Sonic fan I am. So we are going to cover some news stories today. A couple of things that have gone on over the last few weeks that I felt would be awesome to cover. We're going to cover, things like Pokemon Day, couple of announcement games that are announced, and we're going to react to some trailers. We're also going to discuss the Elimination Chamber, WWE's Elimination Chamber, and that shocking moment at the end of the show. So let's get into it. First thing I want to get into is going to be Pokemon Day. Pokemon Day was this past week, 2 weeks ago, actually, sorry. And had a few announcements. It wasn't what I was expecting. Um, Obviously, we talked about Pokemon Legends ZA, and they talked about a new game. And just stuff that's already established in the Pokemon world. I was expecting a little more, but we didn't get much else from Nintendo with the upcoming Switch 2 release, and they've been very tight-lipped on it. So I guess we were maybe expecting a little too much. It was quite quiet. I felt when it happened. I had not watched it live when it was going on, the Pokemon Presents stream, but there wasn't much chatter about it. And I felt it was kind of weird. And as I looked through everything that came out, like I said, it wasn't too much. But we'll get into the very first thing, uh, Pokemon's ZA. So these were the starters that were announced. We got Chikorita, Tepig, and Totodile. Um, it was with Cyndaquil being in Arceus. I guess I was not too surprised that Cyndaquil wasn't in this, but um, it was I don't know. I'm a Cyndaquil fan, so that's just me. Uh, but it's scheduled to release in 2025. We saw some gameplay, and you guys can check out the trailer. It plays very much like the Legends Arceus game. The game is set in Lumino City in the Unova region. I'm gonna just take some tidbits from the press release for the Pokemon Day. You get to explore wild zones, just like you did in the other one. This is a more urban city, not like the past setting in the timeline that we had. So it is a little different. I personally did not play much of Arceus. I enjoyed it, but I didn't play much of it. It's just there was a lot of things going on at that time, and one of these days I plan on going back to it. But ZA, it seems to be something that is very much in the same vein of what Legends Arceus was. Couple of gameplay changes. There's a rolling mechanism in this one, very that you can roll out of the way of attacks and things like that. Um, the player will be staying in a old hotel called Hotel Z and encounter the hotel's owner AZ and his partner Pokemon Eternal Flower Floaty, an unusual floette. Sorry, I don't know these guys' names very well. That holds a black flower. This hotel will serve as a player's base of operations as they experience all sorts of adventures in Lumino City, alongside new and exciting characters such as Urbane or Tuane, a new friend players will make throughout their adventures. The appearance players choose at the beginning of the game will determine which of the two they will meet. We will have Mega Evolution in this game. In Lumino City, trainers will sometimes be able to see Pokemon undergo Mega Evolution, a kind of evolution that transcends standard evolution. Effectively using Mega Evolution will likely be key to victory in Pokemon battles. Um, as I said, we got these are some screenshots that you're seeing here from the trailer that was released. The city looks big. It looks, like I said, it's a more modern setting than what we had in Legends Arceus. Some Pokemon that you will encounter here. Um, there's that Mega Evolution that we talked about. So it's and this is your rival, depending on which one you pick, it'll be your appearance will be based off of that. One thing that was included with this reveal was that the playable languages will now include Latin American Spanish, um, adding to the nine languages already included in Pokemon games. Latin American Spanish will be playable at launch for Legends ZA and Pokemon Champions, which we will get into here shortly. Um, Marking a milestone in localization for the region. With the addition of Latin American Spanish, the Pokemon series will soon support 10 playable languages. The globally popular Pokemon TCG will also soon expand language support to include Latin American Spanish with the launch of the next expansion, Scarlet and Violet Journey Together, which was also announced during this Pokemon Day Pokemon Presents. So, going on to Champions, it's a mobile game that's going to really focus on the battles that you have in Pokemon games, which it looks pretty cool. I don't. It's a mobile game, and it's going to be on the Switch, I believe, as well. So, um, Pokemon Champions, which is developed by the Pokemon Works in collaboration with Game Freak, the developer of the Pokemon video games. Pokemon Champions continues the tradition of trainers pitting their skills against those of others from around the world with the aim of allowing core game style battles to be enjoyed by more players than ever before. Pokemon Champions will also be compatible with Pokemon Home, the cloud service for Nintendo Switch and mobile devices, allowing trainers to team up with Pokemon brought from previous Pokemon games, in addition to those they partner with in Pokemon Champions. Pokemon Champions will be available on Nintendo Switch family of systems as well as on mobile devices. Okay, so other Pokemon Day announcements. Pokemon Concierge, the stop motion animated series on Netflix, will be having new episodes coming this September. Pokemon TCG will also have the Triumphant Light. I'm sorry, Pokemon TCG Pocket will have the Triumphant Light booster packs coming out as it celebrates 100 million downloads. The new theme booster pack for the popular Pokemon TCG Pocket app, titled Triumphant Light, will be playable around the world beginning February 28th, 2025. So this is already out. The announcement comes as the app celebrates over 100 million downloads on iOS and Android devices since its global launch late last year. So again, we got some new packs. So those Pokemon TCG Pocket players like myself will be enjoying. And also, speaking of the trading card game, the new series will be releasing for Scarlet and Violet Journey Together. So be on the lookout for new Pokemon products coming out soon. The next thing I want to get into is a revealed game that was revealed very recently that I'm pretty excited about. It's called Terminator 2D No Fate. So this game will be coming out in September, and it looks pretty epic. I mean, it's basically a side scroller Contra like game in the setting of Terminator 2. Um, the day one edition physical release, this is coming straight from Studio Canal and Reef Entertainment and Bitmap Bureau. Um, but you're gonna get go through a variety of iconic scenes from the original movie, along with things that weren't in the movie. From what I've read, there's also going to be multiple endings, so we'll definitely be looking at that. Next up, we will be looking at a couple of trailers that have come out here recently. I've not watched these, so I'm going to be reacting to them as we go along. But it'll be definitely interesting. We've got the reveal trailer for Robocop Rogue City, the sequel called Unfinished Business. And for those of you who played the initial Rogue City game, it's a great game made by Nacon. And let's get into it and see what it's got going on.
And their weapons. So many good officers that...
We're the cops. All the bad ones should be afraid of us.
Cops shouldn't be feared. What do you want us to be? Judges? Executioners?
Damn!
What do you think, Murphy?
Surrender, or there will be trouble.
You're going down!
Trouble, then.
That looks dope. That looks dope. I am definitely going to be getting that for sure. I have not finished the original RoboCop game. This is going to get me back into finishing that game now because I need to be ready for Unfinished Business. And the fact that it looks like you go back in time and play as Alex Murphy before he becomes RoboCop is also pretty awesome. And I'm wondering if we're not going to relive some iconic scenes from the original movies in the beginning of the first movie. So that's going to be awesome. A couple of other news stories that I want to get into. Monster Hunter Wilds. This is a write-up from Ethan Gatch from Kotaku. Monster Hunter Wilds explodes on Steam despite terrible user reviews. The online action RPG is breaking records and struggling on weaker gaming rigs. Now, I'll tell you this right now. I got the game. I've not played it very much. I'm not a Monster Hunter person. This is really my first official Monster Hunter game. I got it on PS5 because I saw all the people talking about the PC version, how they were struggling with it. I don't know if my computer will run it if I did get it on PC, and I've seen some people say that it's been rough. Back to the article, Monster Hunter Wilds is out and off to a roaring start on Steam, already shattering previous records to become the series' most played PC launch to date. And that's all despite one of the lowest Steam review scores of any recent blockbuster due to optimization, performance issues, and other complaints. Officially the first massive release of 2025, Monster Hunter Wilds garnered over 700,000 concurrent players on Steam alone last night, and peaking at 1.3 million, continuing to grow. It could seemingly double that by the time the weekend hits, putting it number one over the ubiquitous Counter-Strike 2, and potentially even beating out both Black Myth Wukong and Palworld for the all-time number 2 spot on the Valve-owned storefront. This is walloping the performance of previous games in the series. Monster Hunter World peaked at 330,000 concurrent players, and Monster Hunter Rise's all-time peak was 230,000 concurrent. They say it's been rough. It's been rough getting the game on PC. There are people that are just dealing with it. I know a few people that are just dealing with it. Some people are waiting to buy it until the patch comes through. I know that there was a patch that came out recently, but that did not fix much of the issues. So hopefully Capcom will do something and fix this so that people can keep enjoying the game that they've been looking forward to. I know a lot of people are going for the console version. Overall, the game's been fun from the little bit that I've played of it. Overall, I will definitely continue playing it, and hopefully I can connect with some of my friends and we could do some go hunt some monsters. So the next article, it's been getting teased, and finally, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+ Floor officially is revealed. It'll be launching in July. This write-up from Kotaku was by Zach. I'm not even going to try to say your last name. I apologize. After plenty of teases and rumors, Activision officially announced Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3+4, the next main entry in the long-running Tony Hawk Pro Skater franchise. The newly announced game remasters the third and fourth entries in the series, adding new skaters, songs, and parks, and you can even play as the Doomslayer from Doom. It looks awesome. I never went through the entirety of 1+2, but it was fun, and I certainly love Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. I don't think I ever played 4. It was the lowest reviewed, if I remember correctly, of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater games. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting this in July when it releases. It's the nostalgia. The nostalgia always gets us, and we're gonna pour some money into it. So the next trailer I would like to go through is going to lead us into our next story, and it's coming from Bandai Namco's Tekken 8. New season is coming, and we have some updates. So let's take a look at this.
I'm only interested in my inferior half. This won't take long.
Get ready for the next battle. Tekken 8. New challenger.
Lovely Tom's craving for a good time.
Anna Williams.
It's official!
mogłam się doczekać.
Zaczynajmy! I hear you're quite the gourmet. How about a pre-meal workout? Time to play. It's getting hot. Bye-bye. I'd love for you to taste my cooking sometime. I'm going to make you pay.
Feelings mutual. I love that we're so close, little sis.
Well done. Sick of that face of yours. Serves you right. Time to say goodbye. Once and for all. You're done now, you dirty rat. Come over
Anna
here.
Williams
Let me talk to
is
you
the
real
new
close.
character in Tekken 8 for Season 2. With that, I want to address something first. There's been a lot of criticism since the release of this trailer about Anna, her looks and all that. And Harada himself responded to one, and I'm going to read it to you. I have it here. And the tweet was, can you guys bring back the old Anna design? I don't like the new design. Replacing Anna with this new character is the dev's way of getting back at Anna fans. For all these years of support makes me feel sad. And there's been a lot of this criticism about the new design, and this was Harada's response. While 98% of the fans are welcoming this, there will always be people like you aiming directly at this specific tweet that was made. I understand and sympathize that it may not suit your personal taste, but if you prefer the old design, past works already exist. I'm not taking those away from you. As you you refer to yourself as Anna fans, quote, as if you represent all Anna fans, but you should express your opinion as an individual. You threaten to quit if she isn't brought back. You complain the moment she's brought back. You demand that she be reverted after she has been completely redesigned from scratch, including her model and framework. And if she actually were reverted, you just say that's recycling. Either way, your method of expressing your opinion and the content of your argument are entirely unconstructive, utterly pointless, and above all, disrespectful to other Anna fans who are genuinely looking forward to her. And this is why this man tells us to not ask him for shit. I think she looks cool. The new gameplay aspects of her, that fucking bazooka, portable bazooka, is, I think people are going to be happy. Like, genuine Anna fans that don't want to complain are going to be happy about this. And unfortunately, it's just a running theme in the fighting game community of complaining about stuff. We complain about the games. We complain about new mechanics. We complain about just about everything. I don't. I'm happy with what we get. I've been playing fighting games since Street Fighter II Turbo. I've, over the last 3 years, will have been playing competitively and frequently as part of my local scene, and now the TO, the tournament organizer of the Southwest Florida FGC, um, the most that I've played fighting games has been the last 3 years. Um, but I've gone through the Street Fighter 2 times, the Street Fighter 3, this alphas, you know, Tekken 1 through 7. There was that gap of time from Street Fighter 3 to Street Fighter 4 where we thought we weren't going to get another Street Fighter game and that fighting games were going through this like dead spot. We had enemy fighters, but it wasn't the same. There wasn't the excitement about fighting games that we had, you know, when Third Strike was out, as opposed to, you know, and then we have 4 come back, and then the boom happened. Things have to change. It's like an artist not changing their style, their musical style, to, you know, just because we want to appease all the old fans. You have to make changes to keep things fresh. Otherwise, we'll just stick with Tekken 7. And I remember that at the end of Tekken 7, everybody was done with Tekken 7. And now people want to go back to Tekken 7. Or, you know, they don't like this and they don't like that. Things are going to have to change in order for things to stay fresh and for these games to stay relevant. We saw it with Street Fighter 6. People hated Street Fighter 5. And Street Fighter 6 came out. And then everybody was like, oh, Street Fighter 5 was good. No, Street Fighter 5 was not that good. I'm sorry. I love Street Fighter 6. It's a great game. There's some balancing that still is being worked on, but in the same thing with Tekken 8. And speaking of balancing, with the beginning of Season 2 of Tekken 8, there's going to be a balance that's coming out. First of all, they corrected an issue that they had when they released a season pass for season 1, where we didn't get a certain stage. So those of us who bought the season pass did not get that one stage. They have 2 passes now. They're going to have the character season pass and the character and stage season pass. The character and stage season pass will feature 6 pieces of content, 4 characters, 3 of which are still yet to be revealed, and 2 stages which are also have yet to be revealed. The character pass would only include the 4 characters. Version 2.0 releases on April 1st, and it will include an expansion to the strategic options of the heat system to allow players to showcase their individuality. They're going to make it possible to perform heat smash and heat burst from certain characters' unique stances. Enable a return to a crouch state upon hitting with a heat activation move by inputting 1, 2, or 3. They're also reevaluating the offensive and defensive balance of the heat system itself. Some of the things that they're looking at are reducing chip damage during the heat state overall and decreasing the additional chip damage when heat dash is blocked. A change of certain characters' heat activation moves with power crush properties and available from standing state to standard power crush moves. And they wanted to also improve controls for a more accessible gameplay experience, which will include allowing lateral movement towards the foreground from a crouching state, enables sidestepping with pre-input functionality, ease input difficulty at the start of rounds, implementing slight input buffering. The other thing that's going to change is the online aspect. Rank match specification changes are going to be implemented, including a proper matchmaking based on skill level, creating a competitive and fair point system. They're going to develop an environment that maintains goals and ensures long-term enjoyment. They're going to implement a rank reset and add new ranks. Tekken Power is no longer going to be used in matchmaking, and the system considers the highest rank among all characters for matchmaking. They're also going to be adding in additional search filters for same rank only and rank restrictions in quick match. So there's going to be complete and utter overhaul in both our online experience and the gameplay experience as a whole, which is great. We'll see how that all comes out, how that affects the different characters, different players, and people's different play styles. Keeping the game fresh, coming into you know Tekken World Tour will be starting Evo Japan this year. We'll see how those changes affect those pro players. So, yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. Let me know what you guys think on that, on those changes, and we're gonna get into the next topic. I'm a wrestling fan. This is going to be very off topic to the gaming talk we've had so far, but WWE Elimination Chamber occurred last weekend, and some stuff went down, and I have some thoughts. So let's get into it. Elimination Chamber, emanating from Toronto. Leading up to this, we had the men's Elimination Chamber match, which included Damian Priest, Logan Paul, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, who all qualified, and John Cena, who inserted himself after the loss at the Royal Rumble last month. The winner would be going on to challenge Cody Rhodes for the championship. We also had the women's Elimination Chamber match, which included Roxanne Perez, Bayley, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Liv Morgan, and Bianca Belair. These two matches were, to me, the ones that I was looking forward to the most because, they're championship implications and continues to pan out our road to WrestleMania. We also had Tiffany Stratton and Trish Stratus teaming up against Nia Jax and Candice LeRae. And we had the unsanctioned match, the banger of the night, which I'll get into here in a few, Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. Holy crap, that match was amazing. Looming over all this is The Rock's offer to Cody Rhodes to be his champion, stating he wanted his soul. So getting into the beginning of the night, we kicked it off with the women's Elimination Chamber match, and it saw the return of Jade Cargill attacking Naomi, seemingly revealing that she was the one who took her out all those months ago, and Bianca Belair should win an Oscar. She was in that chamber and she was losing it. She couldn't get out, and just seeing her best friend and her other best friend attack. Oof. That was a great return in my opinion. And as the match, as the attack went on, Naomi got stretchered out, and Jade just walked right out. Didn't say a damn thing. She did what she came to do and walked out. This then led to Bianca Belair's victory in the chamber, where she cemented her spot at WrestleMania against either Rhea Ripley or Io Sky. With everything that happened here, I don't know. Something about this don't sit right with me. I feel Bianca's got a little more to do with this whole attack on Jade than she's letting on. But that's just me. That's just me. And of course, the next match saw Trish and Tiffany take on Nia and Candice LeRae. It was a great match. I feel Trish looks and wrestles better than she did in her prime. I'm just going to put that out there. I mean, damn. And then the unsanctioned match. This was as hardcore gets. It was phenomenal. It was wow. It was brutal. It was violent. These two gave it all in this match. And match of the night to me. Honestly, match of the night to me. It's just it was a crazy match. And that steel chair with the barbed wire still kills me. Like, the winner of the match ended up being Kevin Owens, and he really wanted to take Sammy out. But then came the return of the Viper, the legend killer, Randy Orton, and he was about to punt the hell out of Kevin Owens, and then people got in his way. If this match goes to WrestleMania, I'm here for it. This is going to be another banger. And then we go into the Elimination Chamber. The final three, Cena, Punk, Rollins. There was a lot that happened in this match, and for the sake of time, I'm not going to get completely into it because it's what happens after this match that really is what I feel that needs a lot more attention, in my opinion, but that's just me. But the match itself was fantastic. These two going at it again after the years and years. There was a hug. I got emotional. That was my childhood. Seth was eliminated. It was down to Cena and Punk, and Seth decided that he wasn't going to let Punk win. The stomp gave Cena the opportunity for the STF. Punk did not tap. He just went out, and Cena placed himself in position to be at WrestleMania and wrestle Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. And here we see them, he's pointing at the sign, it's him and Cody. And out came The Rock with Travis Scott, which I still don't understand why he was there. And Cody told The Rock to go fuck himself. I'm so glad they didn't censor that part because it was so greatly put and it needed to be heard. And then the embrace and the signal from the final boss. And it was like the Winter Soldier woke up and Cena just went on the attack and decimated Cody. I mean, decimated. He punched him in the face with his dad's watch. And at the end of the night, this was the picture. I prefer this one just because I still don't know what the hell Travis Scott was doing there except slapping the shit out of Cody Rhodes. I've been a wrestling fan for a long time. Long enough to have seen John Cena come out and do his thing against Kurt Angle, ruthless aggression. Then we went into, the Doctor of Thugonomics era, and he was a heel at the beginning, but that didn't last very long. And ever since then, Cena's been a man of the people. Never give up, hustle, loyalty, respect, the whole nine. When he announced his retirement, never did I think that this is what we would get, that this run right here would be the turn of John Cena. There's been a lot of discussion as to whether or not this is as big as Hogan. I have opinions on that. I have opinions on Hogan. Those who know me know that I was once a very big Hogan fan, and then he said some pretty messed up things and did some pretty messed up things, and well, I got myself blocked by Mr. Hogan, so there's that on Twitter. But from a wrestling perspective, one I don't feel outweighs the other, impact-wise. I think there's a 1A and there's a 1B. And then 1A is Hogan, 1B is Cena. Hogan is part of pop culture. And when he turned, it was huge. No one expected that. But Hulkamania wasn't running wild when he turned. Not like it was before. But the C Nation also wasn't running wild. But I feel that where we're at both points, whether we go to the Bash of the Beach when he dropped that leg, when Hogan dropped the leg on Macho and revealed himself to be the third man, that was a revolution. The NWO, the New World Order, the spawning of something huge in pro wrestling. Cena was the unthinkable. They were both unthinkable, but seeing as how he announced his retirement, the timing of it, I feel, is perfect. Because this man is doing the one thing everyone thought everyone wanted him to do, to turn. And he always refused. But that 17th championship, let's face it, and I don't give a shit what Ric Flair has to say about his record. Cena's record, it's tying him at 16 in the WWE alone. That right there, with what Cena has done for the business, I feel he deserves that 17th championship. And what better way to win that championship than at his last WrestleMania, the grandest stage of them all, Cena's final WrestleMania, to earn the historic 17th championship as a heel. It writes itself. That's just my own personal. It writes itself. Now, I just need a few things. The colors need to go. And we have not seen Cena. Now, again, this is a week removed from the event. We have not seen Cena, spoilers. We've not heard from Cena except for the mic drop at the press conference. I want to see the new gear. There's that interview with Chris Van Vliet where he said there was that at one point there was talks of a turn happening, and years ago, and it never came to fruition. There was gear, there was music, the whole nine. Personally, music-wise, there's been a lot of discourse as Bad Man from his album, or going back to Thugonomics. No. Untouchables from the WWE thematic album, Untouchables. That I feel is a perfect song for him to make his entrance as a heel. This next 10 months I think is what we got left. These last 10 months of Cena's career, in-ring career, are going to be phenomenal. And I can't say it's going to cement him as the GOAT, because I feel like he's already made it to that, GOAT status. Cena's the type that should be on everyone's Mount Rushmore, whether you hate him, whether you love him. There was a time where I was a Cena fan. There was a time where I wasn't a Cena fan. I'm a CM Punk fan, so obviously the summer of Punk, we all know what side I was on, and since then, I've always been a Punk fan, even from his days when he first started in WWE in the ECW reboot. I was not into other indie wrestling back then. I didn't know about Ring of Honor and all that stuff, so that was my intro to Punk, and I loved Punk. But this right here, this picture, is going to go down in history right next to the trash-filled ring. Hogan standing there talking to Mean Gene about the new world order of professional wrestling, brother. Right there, 1A, 1B. That's my opinion. One does not go over the other, but they are just equally as impactful for a variety of different reasons. And like I said, the fact that this is being done in the last 10 months of this man's career, the chefs are cooking, and I'm ready. This road to WrestleMania is going to be fantastic. And if you've seen Monday Night Raw post Chamber, Punk popped off. We're coming up Monday, and it's going to be cage match and Rollins, Punk, and that's going to be fantastic. I want to know when we're going to hear from Cena, though. That's what I want. I want to know when we are going to hear from Cena and Rock, the final boss. I mean, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. My plans are I'm going to do a podcast episode just on WrestleMania. We're going to talk about all the matches and both nights. But as we go through episodes, I'm not sure exactly how often I'm going to post stuff, but hopefully often enough that we can keep up on this road. So we're coming on up until the end of the first episode. Thank you all for those that have joined us. Thank you to everyone that's pushed me to do this. Like I said, it's almost a 10-year journey, 8 years in the making that I've been planning this podcast. And I'm ready. I was ready. I've been ready, and I just had to have the perfect scenario, and it's here. And the PWR-Up Podcast is here, and thank you all for watching. Thank you all for supporting. To my friends and family that are supporting me in this journey, thank you all, and we will close this out, and we will see you next time. Again, shouts out to Anthouse Beats for the music, and I will see you all next time. Have a good one.